Moshe Rabbeinu calls Hoshea Yehoshua. He adds the letter Yud to his name. The Gemara in Sotah Daf Lamed Aleph said that Yehoshua was called Din Reish Ktiya, the one who doesn't have a head. That is what the spies called him. Why did they call him that? Rashi explains. Yeshua bin Nun didn't have any sons to get a part of Eretz Yisrael, and therefore he is was without a head, without a continuation. The Aruch explains. Moshe Rabbeinu added the letter Yud. Yud is like a half a letter. The one who has a half a letter, half a head as if in front of him, because the Yud is at the beginning of his name. However, there is a medrash which is found in Oisar HaMidrashim. Oisar HaMidrashim brings from Rabbeinu Nisim Gaon, from the Megalei Amukois, from Rav Palim, the following about Yeshua bin Nun, when we will try to find out why is he called bin Nun, the son of Nun. Who is Nun? What is Nun? And why did the spies call him Din Reish Ktiya, the one who doesn't have a head? Besides for the explanations of Rashi and the Aruch, perhaps we're going to find something else. This medrash is simply unbelievable, and we will translate what it says. The father of Yeshua lived in Mitzrayim, in Egypt, and his wife was barren. The father was a tzaddik, he used to daven, and finally HaKadosh Baruch Hu listened to him, and his wife became pregnant. And once she became pregnant, the father of Yeshua started crying and fasting every single day, non-stop. And his wife asked him, "Why are you fasting? What's happened? Why are you not happy? HaKadosh Baruch Hu listened to your prayer. He accepted it. I'm pregnant. Why are you not happy? Why are you fasting and crying all day long?" And he didn't want to answer her, but she forced him. And then one day he did. He told her, "They revealed to me from Shamayim that this son that will be born will behead me." She believed him, because everything he said was true. He was a tzaddik. So when she had the son, what did she do? She put him in a basket, and she put him into the Nile. HaKadosh Baruch Hu arranged for a big fish to come and swallow that basket that Yeshua, little boy Yeshua, was in. And then one day there was a big festive meal that the king was preparing for all his ministers and slaves, and they caught this big fish that caught the basket, and they brought it in front of the king, and they cut him up, and what did they find inside the fish? A little boy. And the king wondered, what is it? And he ordered to bring a lady to nurse this baby. And this kid grew up in the house of the king. Later on, the king made him the #1 executioner. After this, the tzaddik, the father of Yeshua, sinned to the king. Perhaps he didn't pay his taxes. And the king decided to kill him. He told his top executioner, that is the son, Yehoshua, to decapitate that man, his father. And the law of the land was that if you do so, and when you do so, you get his wife and the children and all his assets. And that is what Yehoshua did. And when he wanted to be with his mother, suddenly the whole bed was full of milk, and he thought this is witchcraft. So he took a sword to kill his mother. He didn't know that she was his mother. And the mother said, "This is not witchcraft. I'm not a machshef. I'm not a witch. This is the milk that I nursed you with, because I am your mother." And she told him the whole story. And he immediately separated himself from her. And then he realized it was his father. And Yehoshua did tshuva. Then he remembered that everybody used to say, "You are the one who was found in the fish." That is why he is called Yeshua bin Nun, because Nun in Aramaic is a fish. And that is why the spies used to call him Din Reish Ktiya, the one who doesn't have a head, because of what he did to his father. That is what this unbelievable medrash is saying. What can we learn from this medrash? Perhaps two main things. What would a normal person do if he found out that he killed his father? Would go into depression. Probably have to be treated his entire life. What did Yeshua do? Clings to Torah, does tshuva, clings to Moshe Rabbeinu. Lomash mitoich ha'oel, never leaves the tent of Torah, tent of Pes Medrash, and with that he not only becomes a regular person, he's able to continue his life. he becomes the leader of Klal Yisrael, the one who conquers Eretz Yisrael. The koyach of connecting to Torah, connecting to tzaddikim. Not only that, what did Yeshua do? He did tshuva. This teaches us that one, with the power of tshuva, can elevate himself from the lowest of the depth. Yeshua does tshuva and connects to Moshe Rabbeinu and to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and again becomes the leader of Klal Yisrael. We must say that on this Medrash, many wrote that it's not authentic, it's not true. In Kovetz Yeshurun, Tafshin Nun Vav, a long big article why this cannot be true. We will not know if it happened or not. But if there's something to learn from this amazing Medrash, so Koyach HaTshuva, the power of Tshuva, and the power of connecting to Torah and to the Tzaddikim.